external users in action and show you the live demo, and also comment a bit about the pricing policy so that you understand what is paid, what is free of charge for our current users and for our new users. It's quite an important topic. And finally, Q&A session. As I said, please get your questions in hand, so I will answer those after all. So let's start with the benefits. Let me outline those that, in my opinion, are the most influential and the most important benefits of the external users features. So first of all, this feature helps you to expand your team beyond your company. So if now, let's say, if a week ago you were working in Actionspace internally only with your team members, now it is possible to work with your collaborators, with your external contractors, with your clients, with everyone who doesn't belong to a company but still wants to work with you in one easy-to-use environment, online, mobile, and so on. So expand your team beyond your company. This is the first and the most important benefit brought by external users. Then it also lets you become more transparent for your clients. So if you invite your client to a project of yours, if you invite your client to see what's happening, or even to leave comments, communicate over the content, create tasks, approve tasks in some specific scenarios, that really brings you closer to your market, to your clients, and to those people for whom you're working for. So this is also very important. Then, of course, you can better collaborate with contractors. So you don't have to use email. Just create a task for your external contractor, add him or her as an external user, and start collaborating inside Actionspace. Build reports as you can, build projects together as you can. So now you can work much more effectively with contractors. And finally, this might be really important for those working in SharePoint online environment. You can now organize secure independent teams, which might be of importance for big companies, including several departments, like each one including 30 to 100 people. And it turns out that sometimes you have to have two separate, not connected environments for collaboration inside these departments. So of course, Actionspace primarily is for enabling better collaboration between departments. But when you need it, for security reasons or for whatever else reasons, you can now create independent Actionspace subscriptions inside your Office 365 corporate enterprise agreement enterprise subscription. Okay, so now let me switch to my demo and try to show you how that works. So what I have here is basically, okay, so this is my email, sorry, so let me try to go to my site. So I'm using my own Actionspace Office 365 account, so I love this technology and we are relying on it in our own communication and collaboration scenarios every day. And we also use Actionspace extensively. So what I will show you now, I will start with the last point where I have specified that I can create a new separate Actionspace subscription from my SharePoint, in my SharePoint environment. So of course, I already have Actionspace here, but let me create a new site from scratch and show you how you can create a new Actionspace subscription inside it, which will not be connected with the other one. So let's say it will be, I don't know, a new project site. I think a lot of you already use this thing. So I will create a new site, and it takes a few seconds, thanks to Microsoft. And what I will do then, I will add a new Actionspace subscription on top of this site. So I will go to site contents. It's a regular procedure. I will go to add an app. As I already have Actionspace added on my other sites in my company, it's already listed. But otherwise, I would go to the site content to the Microsoft Store and find it there. So I will add Actionspace for Office 365 and SharePoint here. So trusted documents, because Actionspace, as you might know, is synchronized with SharePoint documents. So it takes time to add the app on the side. Okay. So by the way, you might already know that we've got a new Actionspace app called Actionspace for Office 365, which is integrated with Azure Active Directory and single sign-on. So this was our previous release earlier this autumn. So okay, so now it's set up. So let me try to go there. So what now actually happens is that it brings me to the Actionspace secure environment. And it tells me that welcome back to Actionspace because I have already been there. And if I choose login via Office 365, which I should use if I am using the Office 365 for IDs working for my company. So what it actually shows me is that I already have some subscriptions, and I have played a lot before this webinar to make sure that everything works okay. So I have a lot of subscriptions already in place, but I now can create a new subscription for my site, and I will do that. So what is now happening is that a new Actionspace subscription is created from scratch with 0 tasks and 0 projects, 0 processes and templates inside. So, and you see that it's trial for validated Actionspace business.onmicrosoft.com. So this is the default name for all new subscriptions, and it's 0. And I can choose now between all those subscriptions that I have already created within one Office 365 account, corporate account, I mean. So it actually... So this actually brings... sorry guys and girls, can I possibly ask you to disable your microphones while my speech, because it might deteriorate the overall user experience in those other people who are attending the session today. So yeah, okay. So thank you so much. All right. So coming back to my speech. So what I have just done is I created a new Actionspace subscription within my Office 365 account. And I can switch between them. And by the way, this is a tiny feature, but I should let you know that now you can easily change the name of your subscription straight from your control panel. So if I want to call it projects in Actionspace, so I can easily do that. And now your dashboard is branded with a name you want to give to your Actionspace collaboration environment. Like you might add here your company name or your department name in case you use several Actionspace subscriptions across your company. So that's now easy to do. Okay, coming back to external users, which is the key topic for today. So what you can do now, so coming back to the control panel. So what I can do is create and add an external user. So while it's basically the same functionality for inviting internal users. Yeah, so to invite internal user, you just add his or her Office 365 user ID here, and he or she receives a notification. External users in Actionspace are always invited by email. And in this case, let me use the function that I love from, let's say, competitor of Microsoft called Google, but still it's a good function that I can create redundant email and still use my one email box, so for my test purposes. And I will give this user, I don't know, let it be Jake Mulder. And you see here that we've got 3 different options for you to choose from when you are inviting an external user, adding an external user to your Office 365 collaboration space. And you might set user as creator, which would mean that he or she will be able to create new tasks, new assignments, split them into projects, but will never be able to complete them. Thus, this user will be able to assign tasks inside your team and will not be able to receive tasks from you. This is a typical scenario for service desk, for instance, if you want to use Actionspace for service desk or organizing your help desk inside your company. Then you can also set a person as completer, and that means that you will have the possibility to assign tasks and projects to the external user, but this user will not be able to add new tasks or split tasks into projects. And finally, the third option is that you can add the external user with both roles, like when he or she can create tasks and can complete them. Yeah, but let me try to choose the, let's say, completer and add Jake as my external user. So the user has been successfully added. So Mulder Jake. And what actually happens at this very moment is that this user received the notification that he has been added to Actionspace. So his login is his email. And he just has to push this Enter Actionspace button and create his password. So I don't know, let it be whatever password. Okay, another one. Password. So on the first entrance, the external user is asked to enter his password. So you see now that Mulder Jake has been added in the projects and Actionspace workspace created by me previously. And he can, of course, complete some tasks, but you see that there is no plus here, so he cannot create any tasks for him or for any other people in your company. So this is a limitation in this role. But let me try to, okay, so in this case, I have, so what I can do here is log in with my, let me check. So now I'm Mulder Jake, but let me log into another, let me log off. And let me log in with my Office 365 account. Just to show you how you can assign tasks to your external collaborators, external users. So I will enter, so what was it? Projects and Actionspace. Yeah, so we see here that I can use a lot of Actionspace subscriptions inside one Office 365 account. So then I will sign in with my Office 365 credentials and try to assign a task to Jake. So let me see whether Jake is here. Yeah, he's here. So welcome Jake. This is your first task in Actionspace. Let me define some deadline. Let me provide some description. Good luck. Yeah. And let me start this task for Jake. And Jake will receive an email notification about a new task, pretty much the same as he would in case he was the internal user. Yeah. So coming back to so let me show you how it would work if Jake wasn't around, if Jake decided to enter Actionspace from the brand new browser with no password and so on. So what he would do is go to actionspace.com website. He will go to the login page. He will then choose the login with email option because he doesn't have the Office 365 ID. He is the external user to your organization, so he will use login with email. And so let me check that, by the way. So what was his email? So coming back to my control panel. So it was, well, yeah, so this is the correct one. So, well, let's 12actionspace.com and then enter his password. Yeah, and he's here. and you see that he's got a new task has been assigned to him. Welcome, Jake. This is your first task in Actionspace. So that's how it works. That's the magic. So you can invite your colleagues who are out of your organization or out of your team to work with you in Actionspace. Pretty much the same as you're working now with your internal users. Okay, and actually, so in this case, as you can easily see that the functionality is limited. But if I go back here and edit Mulder's rights and set him as creator and completer, thus giving him more possibility, more opportunities to collaborate within your Actionspace environment. So I will save it here and then go back to him. So let me try to update it. And now you see that the plus is here. So the rights has been updated in real time, and now Jake is pretty much the same as any member of your internal team. Yeah, and he can create hello, Val. This is my task for you. Okay, so that's my task for you. And try to choose myself. Oh, sorry, try to choose him. Okay, in this case, I think I have cookies, have worries with cookies. But anyway, test task. Well, yeah, I think I have to log off and log in to your to make this enabled. Yeah, I was too fast with showing you this function, so let me try to log in again. And so validate +12 at actionspace.com and sorry, whatever password. So let me sign in. Yeah, okay, so if I create a test task, if I start it now, yeah, so now it works. So now sorry for this typo. So now you see that Jake is fully equipped with working in Actionspace as a real, pretty much the same as internal users.